SimTheWorld here, continuing our series in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We are taking our next story order, which is not looking too bad, I must say. Missing some windows, though. Let's see what our customer has to say. This is a limited edition Kieran. At the price that I've paid, it was practically a steal. The problem is that it sat in a barn for a while. Check it out and see if it was a great find or just a piece of junk. Either way, please fix it up for me. Money is no issue. Ooh, fantastic. We'll make a lot of money off this car. Alright, so we have a couple items already marked out for us. It looks like we're going to be doing some suspension work. And we've got some missing body parts. Let's check out under the hood. So the throttle and the intake manifold look pretty bad. Transmission here looks pretty bad. Oh yeah, the rear suspension's all gotta go. And our fuel pump looks alright. I think that's good. The exhaust looks a little iffy too. Let's see. Can I get to it from... I just want to examine it. No, it's not going to let me examine. Interesting. Let's get it on the lifter and we'll take a closer look that way. We should also install those body parts. I think it's just missing parts. So let's put new windows, new taillight. All but one window is missing. Interesting. Let's see. Yep, we got them all. Let's get this up in the air. And we'll just drain the oil now. We should run through some of the tests to see if we're going to have to pull the engine out of this car. We've done it a few times now. Yeah, the past couple episodes we've had pretty large engine repairs. Why don't we do a few tests and take a look? We'll start with the compression test, see if we've got bad news or good news. And it's good news. Alright, we don't have to replace any of those. That makes me happy. Looks like it's strictly going to be more on the outside of the engine than the inside. And that rear suspension. The starter's no good. You can actually just pop that starter off now. We're going to need to get to the transmission. And let's see. Let's take a few things apart here. Just glance around. I'm going to do some digging and see if we can't come up with the rest of the parts. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, so I didn't find anything glaring. Yeah, the fuel filter. Yeah, pick up one of those. Could be, almost always have to replace the fuel filter, it seems. But we'll put in the new intake manifold. I checked the spark plugs. Spark plugs were fine. The fuel rail, need a new fuel rail. Yeah, we need to grab a throttle as well. Yeah, all the timing components were fine. No issue there. Crankshaft pulley was good. Yeah. I'm going to throw those wires on and we'll get a new throttle as well. Should take a look. We probably need an air filter too. Well, we're in here. We'll replace it. Let's grab a throttle. Since there's not too much to do on this car, Feel like it's just a little engine repair and a little rear suspension. Hopefully. We'll do this in steps. Yeah, that air filter was looking pretty nasty. 9% condition. Got all of these stupid clips back on. Yeah, the battery's fine. Alright, let's get out and we're going... Ooh, wait a second. Is this any good? Yeah, that was fine. I always get a little nervous. We're at 43% condition on these parts. Nothing looks good right now. Let's get the tires off. See how much of the brakes need to go. Your caliper's bad. Oh, caliper is the only bad thing, though. Let's see. Wheel hub's bad. Knuckle is bad. Yeah, it looks like everything back here is rusted out. Ugh. This really was sitting in a barn. He was not lying. How's that drive shaft? That looks pretty rusty. Yeah, the drive shaft is bad as well. Not a terrible surprise. I'm going to keep pulling this apart. Oh, the disc on this side was good. So we'll need a couple calipers. Interesting, the bushing was fine here. We're going to replace both bushings though, just to be on the safe side. Make sure nothing gets missed. And with that, let's start putting the rear end back together with some new parts. Seems like the best thing to do right now. Again, since we're doing this right after we pulled that bushing, I could have put that 46% in, but it's just not worth it. Especially if the game itself glitches. I can't speak that it knows perfectly which part. I feel like in other jobs you found the right ones that I need to replace, but it still doesn't like where they're at, and it gives me an error. I'm missing a few parts, aren't I? Alright, that should hopefully be everything. Yes. Drive axle's fine. Ooh, you know what I don't think I grabbed? I don't think I grabbed calipers. Yeah. Let's grab a couple of them. I don't know why you'd replace the caliper and go through all this trouble and leave these crappy brakes on. Like the pads, and you know what would be cool to see in a future game? The ability to true up the rotors instead of just replacing them. Perhaps that's a bit of a stretch. I'm asking a lot. I actually haven't heard any word if they are putting together a new game or not. They do have the VR version coming. I'll probably give it a try. Perhaps we'll do a review of it on the channel. Haven't decided if I want to go down the VR route, because for some reason VR simulators are picking up right now quite a bit. And I've yet to play any. But let me know down in the comments if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing. Car mechanic, I probably will jump on that. just because I'm curious what a VR version of it would look like. If we'd be able to walk around the shop and have full movement, or if it would be kind of reduced. Not sure. Alright, so everything else here looks fine. Yeah, there's no reason to take anything more apart. We're gonna need a new transmission, and we're gonna need a drive shaft while we're here. This was the i4 rear wheel drive. Say that 5 times fast. Let's get that put on. I haven't taken a look at the list recently, so it's either going to be a pleasant surprise or it's probably going to be an unpleasant one, seeing that we're missing stuff. So the starter we know about. Oh, we're just missing one other random part other than the starter. That's actually a lot better than what I expected. And it was the fuel filter. Perfect. Couldn't get any better than that. Because we already knew we had to drain the oil and replace it. So with this, I'm going to lower the car, we're going to get the starter in, replace the oil, and we'll finish this job up. As we get further along these orders, we're able to just crank through these cars. Also helps that this one was just a 4-cylinder. The suspension was very basic, nothing too intricate or complicated. So let's take a look. We have finished it. And it's a quick 12,000 bucks. Oops, we forgot a serpentine belt? Really? Oh yeah, that little idler. Very difficult to see down there. Oops. We weren't quite done. Now we should be. There it goes. So with that, we've finished yet another job. Thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch as I try to stream 3 days a week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.